Hello, today's topic for 40 photography experiments is all about autofocus. So grab your manual, grab your camera, let's get started. Today we're going to be talking about autofocus, and the experiment today is actually going to be a lot about how your specific camera works. That's why you're going to need your manual, because not every camera is the same. They don't all call the autofocus modes exactly the same, and they don't all work perfectly the same. So it's a little bit of experimenting so that you understand how your camera works. Now the first mode that we're going to talk about is autofocus single. So this means that when you press down halfway on the shutter release, your camera is going to focus and lock. A lot of times it beeps if you have the beep turned on. It's going to lock, and then you can recompose and move the camera whichever way you want, and your focus will stay locked because it's just for a single shot. You then continue pressing the shutter release all the way down, and you finish taking your photo. The second type is called autofocus continuous, or in the case of Canon, in their wonderful verbiage, AI Servo. Don't ask me why they call it. It's not really artificial intelligence. But the idea here is that your camera is going to continuously be focusing. So as things get near, let's say I put my hand up here, this camera focuses on my hand, and then it focuses on me. That's continuous autofocus. So this works really well for things that are moving, action type things, kids running around, animals, sports, things like that. The last mode that some cameras have is a mode that switches between the two automatically. So this is available on a lot of cameras and takes a little getting used to, because you'll press the shutter down halfway and your camera is supposed to know if you want it in single mode or in continuous mode. Sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it doesn't. Cameras are getting better, so this type of mode is becoming more and more useful. But basically the experiment you're going to take is you're going to set your camera in program mode. You don't have to worry too much about being an aperture or shutter priority. If you really want to, you can do those modes. You're going to put any old lens that you have on there, a 50mm or a kit lens will work just fine. We're just going over the focus parts of it. You will want it on autofocus. So when you're on autofocus, find out in your manual how you switch between single shot and continuous shot, and if you have that third mode. And you're going to be taking pictures of a number of subjects that are at different distances. So sometimes close, sometimes further away. So you're going to set up a couple of scenes, or just anything you have around your house. Basically, you're going to first do the single shot. So you're going to practice by pushing it down halfway, see if you can recompose, see if the focus changes. Get closer to subjects. It should stay at the same focus range. So as you get closer, things should get blurrier. And as you get further away, things will get blurrier. Then switch to continuous focus. In continuous focus, you're going to hold the shutter down and again, point the camera around the room. You want things that are close and far away. And you should see your camera continually jockeying around and changing between those subjects and focusing on what it thinks you want to focus on. And that's part of the key of this exercise, is to understand how your camera is focusing and what it's picking so that you can decide the best mode for you. If you have some kind of action nearby, go ahead and use that. You could go out and get pictures of cars going by on the street and practice the continuous focus as well as the single focus and see how things are in focus and out of focus. So definitely try to get some action going. This exercise is really meant to be about you getting more familiar with your camera. We're not looking for any specific outcome. You don't have to post any pictures anywhere. It is just about you getting used to your camera. And I'm getting just a little bit better at ending my videos.